Hello, this is Spencer, the vegetable peddler again. And what I'm going to show you today is GT50 channels from FarmTek, Grower Supply. And they're two different companies, but they're the same, if that makes sense. There's no real videos about these, so I thought I'd go ahead and show you all how these go together and some of the tricks I found to this. How these are set up is you have one long trough here. It's a solid trough. And then you have another trough here that has holes in it on top, if you buy them with the holes on them. I strongly recommend you buy them with the holes on them because they'll save you a heck of a lot of time, especially if you're doing them like I am. 200 of these things, trying to drill them out will take you a ton of time. The other thing that you have is you have two different pieces here. They clip in to the end of that channel, all right? See if I can get a good shot on these. So they have sorry, I'm trying to get into the frame here. So they both have these little grooves in here that you lock the end of these channels into, okay? They're not the easiest thing to work with, but they're very efficient and they're fast, and they're a heck of a lot lighter than Schedule 40 PVC. Schedule 40 PVC will last a long time, but if you put 200 of those on a system like I'm making, that's a considerable amount of weight that you're putting on a wood floor, and you do not want your system falling through the floor. Another thing you want to do is on these is this is a fully assembled one that's done, and you'll see that there's two holes at the end here that you're going to have to drill out. You're going to glue this at the end, glue that one at the end, and you have another 45 street elbow at the end. And let's see, these are, I'll just show you the picture of what they are so I don't have to go through reading you everything. You can see exactly what it is, and you don't have to guess. Alright, so then you'll be gluing these onto the end so they slide in to your Schedule 40 where you drill the holes on the other end. They'll kind of lock into there. Saves you from having leaks. Really sturdy piece. Don't have to worry about that. Whenever you're drilling these holes in the end, what you're drilling them for is your little 1/4 inch line here. So you got the barb on the one side that plugs into your poly tubing. You do not put anything on the other end. This side that has nothing on it will push into those holes, and that's what feeds your channel. All right, so the one thing that I learned that makes life a little bit easier on this is definitely have you a drill press. This will save you a lot of time. This here is a 10-inch skilled drill press. Go on Lowe's. You can get it for $129. Super good little piece of machinery. It doesn't hold steady here. I mean, if you're worried about the table slipping, that's just going to happen. But for everything you do, this is a solid little piece. And, you know, just make sure you're not drilling through the plate. Make sure you have the center punch lined up you're going through. That's the only thing you really have to worry about. The nice little feature with this is it has a laser in here that puts an X down, so you can see exactly where that bit's going to hit. And this thing is lined up really well. Whenever I first started, it didn't have to line nothing. Heard a lot of different reviews on it, and some people just get anal about tiny little things. If you're a machinist and you're trying to get a tiny little, you know, 100th, you know, down, yeah, this might not be for you. But if you're doing, you know, construction or hydroponics and stuff like that, this is a very good piece of machinery. A 10-inch Skil 3320, really solid, good little piece. With the hose, whenever you're trying to pick your drill bit to drill these, what I've done is start with a drill bit that's smaller than this hose, drill it first, okay? Then go to the next size, go to the next size, go to the next size until you get this thing to where it slides in and locks solid in there, because you do not want this thing flopping around. You don't want it popping out if it has a little pressure on it in the middle of the night and, you know, flooding your whole building down with water. And your nutrient solution's empty and burn up your pump. You've got a lot of issues there. You want to keep it tight. You know, and you only have to do that one time of going through all the different drill bits to get it to the right one. You know, 20 minutes worth of playing with drill bits to get the right drill bit for it saves you a lot of headache in the long run. It's worth the time and effort. With this specific line I got it's what's called a 1/4 inch small. And for this specific line here from, I believe it was Drip Works or Drip Depot, I got that from, it takes a 15/64 bit is what this specific one that I got works with. The other thing is, to save you some time, is I made this, okay? All it is just a piece of wood. I just wrote on it and painted a little bit so I could find it. You know, and the way this works, it just, you have a short end right here. You can see it's real short at the end. And then on the opposite end, you have a wide end. It's a lot of space right there. That's where, the wide end is where you're going to put your holes in. Don't put it on the short end. The wide end, you just throw that up there. You have your holes already dotted out there and drilled through. Grab your Sharpie. Put that up there. Now you have your dots to run your drill bit through, and you'll have all of them equally spaced, and it won't be a big issue for you. Let's see, what else? Do not wear good clothes when you're putting all this together. Wear clothes that you are, you know, you're going to trash them. You're working with these glues and everything that get all over the place. Make sure you get you a big piece of cardboard, put on the floor around this stuff that covers the whole area, because this shit's going to drip, and you don't want to ruin your floor. You don't want to ruin your boots and your shirt and everything else. But, you know, whatever you're wearing, just be prepared to toss it in the end, or just have you a good pair of work clothes to be doing this in that you're going to use for just working. On this little thing here that I measured out, what you're doing on your measurements for spacing on these GT50 channels is 1 3/8 and 2 7/8 off of the same side over. So you're going to put your measuring tape down, you're going to go over to 1 3/8, mark the gap, go over a little bit further, 2 7/8, mark that. That'll put your holes in the right spot you need for the top of the channels there. I know FarmTek sells glue, and it makes it really pretty with the clear, because then you don't have anything that you can see whenever it's done, which is really nice. But for me, I don't really care too much about the pretty end of it, as long as I know for a fact I don't have a leak. What I used to do this is Christie's hot blue glue. And this stuff sets extremely fast. Do not be messing around, especially if you glue these ends at the very end on here. You better have it set up right before you push it on. If you get this thing super wet with that Christie's and you put it on there, it's set wherever it's set. And if you got it in the wrong position, you toss it and you've lost it. You just wasted your money. So you can put that glue on there, and then just barely touch it, get it centered, and then push it on. As soon as you push it on, it's set. This stuff does not mess around whenever it sets. Like I said, it may not be the prettiest thing ever because of the blue color, but like I said, I don't care about pretties. I care about sustainability and no leaks. On both ends here, it doesn't look too bad either if you really look at it here. It's not too horrible. You know, I can live with that. On top of that, the channel is covered, you know, the lid goes on top of it, so you're not going to see the blue anyway, so who cares. The other thing you're going to run into is, you know, if you buy the Christie's glue and you have that big dauber on there, you know, you're just going to slop this stuff all over and make a mess. What I did is went up and got a ketchup bottle, $1.29, best investment ever. Little ketchup bottle, fill it up with that Christie's, pop the top off here, and you can run it inside all these little channels and get all that glue all in there where you need it. and it does not melt the bottle or seal it up, so that is a great thing. And this is just in case anybody is really wanting to know exactly what it was. It's this one right here. And that helps you find exactly the bottle that I'm using if you really care that much about it. And then after you get that set in there like that, push that in there, hold it up a little bit, a few seconds, let it set a little bit. Then take your dauber out and then go inside there and really slather it in there. And then you'll, by doing that, you're making a real solid seal in there. You can see the blue glue in there and on that white, and you can make sure, you can see exactly where that blue is, and you can see if there's any holes in it or spots where you're going to have a leak. But like I said, once you get that on there, do not ever, I mean, I'm just telling this for everybody, do not glue this lid on. Do not ever glue this lid on. If you do that, you're never going to be able to use these efficiently. So the way these go on too is they just spread and lock, okay? So you just get it lined up, start on one end of it, spread it, get it started, hold your hand here, and just start squeezing down the line, okay? So I'll just show you how it goes. Once it gets to a certain point, it'll click. See? Once it snaps, it's on there solid. You got a solid piece here, okay? It's not going anywhere. And like I said, there was no reviews on any of this stuff when I started. And, I had to trial and error all this until I figured it out. And, like I said, I'm just putting these videos up to try to help people out, show you kind of how I'm going through the process here. And I'll put up more videos as I go. If you like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. And like I said, I'll just keep trying to do these videos to try to help y'all guys along. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section. I will try to get to you the best I can. But I've got a ton of work here. I already built 121 of these channels. So I have a pretty good idea what's the best way to go about it on these. But I'll try to get back to you guys if I can on the comments. I can't guarantee it. I've got a ton of stuff to do, not just building these systems, but a lot of work on the building. So just bear with me. I'll do my best to get back to y'all as fast as I can. But like I said, I'll just keep trying to put these videos up as I go, and hopefully it helps somebody out there. Have a good one.